It's Survivor and Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to make another double spread layout. I'm using, the paper is by Die Cut with a View, and is the linen and lace paper pack with Die Cut with a View. And I'm also using a lot of my butterfly punches. I'm using the Forever Young cartridge, and I cut out the dolls on the silhouette, so I'm only going to be using the silhouette for that. And then this little strip of paper is from a scrap that I have from the Lost and Found collection for my man's eyes. And this die cut here is just one that I created using the paper wishes, and it's the bracket template. So I traced it and cut it out. As you can see, the pencil marks, I just cut it out and then I cut it in half. And I'm using half of the bracket for my journaling. So this will be my journaling area. And then these are one of my technique that I show you how you can take some foam shapes and you just color it and use glitter and use those for, and you can change the color of any of your foams to match your layout. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I did is I cut these from the these 4x6 from the paper stack, and I have 2 of those, and I cut some butterflies. I inked all the edges to save some time, and I also put, the paper has a lace underneath here, but I went ahead and put my own piece of lace so that way it looks dimensional. So it gives it that nice dimension look without a lot of the bulk. And that's one of the lace that I got from my friend Laura. So it's part of her, the swap that we have. So I'm using her lace for the swap. So I'm just going to start adhering my pieces down. Okay. Next thing I do, before I even start adhering my elements, I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 paper mat stair. Actually, before I put that, let me go ahead and put this, adhere this down. Now I'm going to go ahead adhere this piece down. And I'll go ahead and move these a little lower. I'm going to adhere this here. Don't need to put too much glue, and then don't put glue where it's going to touch the mat, because we're going to go ahead and insert pictures underneath there. So that's why I didn't put glue there. I do want to put some glue down here. And some adhesive here. Okay. I'm going to put a little tag up here so we can put the date. Use my little doily for the center, little butterfly. And then for the middle, I'm going to want to put a rhinestone, which I took it out and now I don't find it. So let me go ahead and get a new one. Okay. And the last piece that I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to adhere a heart right there. Okay, so the only thing we need is a title. So when I put the pictures, I'll go ahead and put a title, and then this is a little area for journaling. So let me go ahead, this is my first page. Let me bring over the second page. And I already started making some clusters with my dolls. And here's another set of cluster that I created for my journaling spot. This is going to go there. And then my butterfly. Okay. Next thing I did was, I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And you're going to take your first page and you're going to make sure that you kind of gauge where you're going to put the strips. So that way when you put them side by side, it will look like a continuous strip instead of just that you put it there, how, you know, just to put it there. So we want to make it look continuous. So I'm going to mark my outlines. Then I'm going to take some tape. And I'm going to carefully place it between my two markings on each side. Okay. The next thing I did is I cut underneath this area here because I wanted to insert my mat underneath this layer. So this looks like it's on top of this mat. Okay, the next mat will be adhered here. Actually, this one was going like that, if I'm not mistaken. And you make sure you do not put any adhesive on this area. You're just going to put below it on the side here, center, and that's it. You want to make sure you keep this free of adhesive so that way I can insert my pictures later on underneath the mat. Okay, I'm going to put this paper doll right there. Make sure you don't put no adhesive where it's going to touch the mat. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this a little bit on the stem. Then the next thing, I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And I'm going to do the same thing, just adhesive on the bottom part, and I'm not going to put any adhesive where it's going to touch the mat. So I'm done. So this is my layout. And here's my second, page 1. A little bit of journaling here, just a little bit of journaling there. And just needs a title. And we can also insert another journaling spot. If I do need to journal more, depending on what pictures I put here, I'll go ahead and add another journaling spot here. But basically this is done. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Bye.